Hi everybody, I'm Jason Snell, Editorial Director of Macworld, and today I have with me a special guest. It's the iPad. Ooh. I got this just a few hours ago, and so while I don't have time yet to give you a complete and thorough review of this product, that's coming, I did want to give you a little bit of an overview, a glimpse inside what it has to offer, what some of the apps are, and what it's like to use it. I also have a passel of iPad accessories, which I think one of the interesting stories about this product is going to be the accessories. Because it's larger than an iPhone, accessories play a bigger role. There are keyboards and cases and all sorts of other things. In fact, let me show you some of those now. This is Apple's official iPad case. There are going to be lots of cases for the iPad, and I think this is going to be one of the interesting ways where different companies innovate different materials, different ways to prop the iPad up. In Apple's case, when you put the iPad in here, you actually have a little clip on the back, and you can fold the case back on itself and prop your iPad up so that you can use it as an angle. I think a lot of companies are going to be creating devices similar to this that get the iPad in a good position for you to use it. So this is Apple's official version. I have a power adapter. The iPad comes with a power adapter and a cable. Interesting things we've learned today about how the iPad charging works. Some older Macs and PCs actually won't charge the iPad unless it's in sleep mode. When it's actually active, it puts up a sign that says not charging. More modern Macs that have higher powered USB ports will charge, although they say more slowly than using this direct connection. So the iPad definitely draws more power than the iPhone or iPod Touch, and as a result, the rules about how you charge it are a little bit different. Another one of the great things about the iPad compared to the iPhone and iPod Touch is its ability to use an external keyboard. If you want to do a lot of typing, if you want to write a long email or create a complicated word processing document, you're probably not going to use the touch screen. So Apple has a couple of different options for you. One is you can use Apple's keyboard dock, which is right here. It is an iPad dock with a little dock connector. You can see it right there. And it's also got a full Apple keyboard. And it's actually kind of weighty, and the reason that there's a weight in it is to keep it from falling over when you plug your iPad in. Anyway, so this will work. Another option is to use a Bluetooth keyboard. You can use Apple's Bluetooth keyboard, or you can use any other Bluetooth keyboard as far as we can tell. We tried a few different keyboards with it, and they worked great. However, if you use a Bluetooth keyboard, again, to go back to the cases, you're going to need something to prop it up, because if it's just laying flat on a table, it's going to be really awkward to try to see what you're typing. Another accessory that Apple's offering for the iPad is this more basic iPad dock. It's a lot like an iPhone dock, and this one isn't as heavy, but it has no keyboard attached. You just plug it in, and on the back there's audio out and a connector to take your dock cable out to a Mac or a PC. Now that's the accessory story. Let me show you some things that happen on the iPad. So here we are at the lock screen for the iPad, and you'll see one difference with the iPhone already. There's this slideshow mode, and if you tap that, what you're going to get is a pretty slideshow. The idea here is if you put the iPad in a dock of some sort in your living room, you can turn it into a picture frame. Slide to unlock, and here's the iPad home screen. A lot of these apps will seem familiar. Mail is very similar to Mail on the iPhone, but it's also similar to Mail on the Mac. In the portrait mode, you have a little popover window that shows you your messages in your mailbox, and you can see complete messages in the window. If we turn this into landscape mode, what you'll see is a pane down the side with individual messages that you can open. These are all from me. And you can read the messages over here. And then if you want to reply, you just tap the reply button, and a new message will come up, and you can compose an answer using the on-screen keyboard. Now let's take a look at Safari. We've got Macworld's homepage showing up, and it's interesting to note that this is not the iPhone version of the site. This is the full version of the site. I like that we have this very iPad on this very table up here on the screen. That's kind of interesting. A lot of the same behavior that you would get on the iPhone. Double tap to zoom in, double tap to move back. You can scroll through, very easy to tap on links and get to the next pages. So it's really a full web browsing experience like you get on a Mac on this iPad screen. Instead of having different windows like in Safari on the Mac, there's this grid view where you can load different pages and then tap on them to load them, a little bit like your favorites page in Safari. And of course, all your bookmarks are available and they'll actually sync from MobileMe. So I've got all of those there. And there's even toolbar favorites. If you tap in the Google search bar or the URL bar, you'll get your toolbar favorites and can very quickly go and load in your favorite websites from your toolbar. Something that you'll notice in a lot of different iPad apps is that it's a combination of things that you've expected to see on your iPhone and things that you've seen on your Mac. So for example, the calendar app looks a lot like iCal. There's a week view and a month view and a day view. It's got this nice kind of leather portfolio look, but it is very much like iCal. Similarly, the contacts list is not that different from the Mac's address book. The iTunes Store is very similar to the iTunes Store on the iTunes app on your Mac or PC. See, very, very similar kind of look. The same is true of the iPod app. It's very much like iTunes on Mac and Windows. It's got the little source list down the side, play controls at the top. There's been a lot of talk about if the iPad will save the publishing industry, and there are several publishing apps already available. Reuters has this app called News Pro, which has a lot of content. It's really beautiful. You're able to sort of scroll through. There's video, there are stories. The New York Times has an app called Editor's Choice that has a selected amount of content from NewYorkTimes.com. So that's a first look at the iPad. I hope you found it interesting. We will have much more about this in the coming days at Macworld.com, so stay tuned. And until the next time, I'm Jason Snell from Macworld. See you later.